lot like Coach Saban, honored to be a part of the first college football playoff. Someone has devoted pretty much my entire life to college football. It's an incredible honor, and for our players to be able to be part of history. You know, this is something that I remember all those conversations for many, many years about the BCS, and then the only true champion would be a playoff. And so to actually be here in 2014 and be a part of it, it's an honor. Special thanks to our players. Incredible year. A year that if you would have told me back in August that when I saw our starting quarterback go down that this would happen, and you just never can devalue the chemistry on a team, the closeness of a team, and then when you deal with tragedy and other things that our team has experienced throughout the year, it was a learning experience. I learned more from our players maybe this year than in a long time. So really want to say thank you to our players. Also, congratulations to the 4 coaches that tremendous programs playing Alabama. I know Alabama very well. A lot of respect for Coach and his team. I've got to take a sneak peek at the video already, and our players already know what they're in for. So we have to be on point, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity to go back down to the Sugar Bowl and do the best we can to represent the Big Ten Conference in Ohio State. So once again, just very appreciative to be here and be a part of this, be a part of college football history. I have a hard time remembering our address or phone number, but I could tell you every play in those games, and it was classic. 08 was a classic game we scored at the end, but what was it, 09 Alabama team, arguably the best team that I can remember going against or getting ready to prepare. Very well balanced, well coached, so very clear picture of what that was like, and I've already shared that with our team. You know, when you face a team like any of these 4 teams, you're going to see all 3 phases, and you have to be on point. You know, it's when you get to this level of competition, it's whether it's a punt team, whether it's punt block, or obviously offensive defense, you better be on it. And so great memories of, not necessarily great memories, but very clear memories of those games, what we can expect on January 1st. So look forward to it. So we utilized that, you know, and we lost the second game of the season, and the furthest thing that I ever thought that we could get there this year. I thought, you know, as we grew up, maybe next year with a lot of guys coming back. But as we started to play better, I would throw that nugget out there every once in a while on Sunday, and because everybody watches it. You can't, like you said, you get tired of hearing it. No, I actually like, you know, if we would lose another game, you probably wish you'd hear about it. So our players were very well aware. I mean, that was the talk of college football, and I had a very young team, and anything I could do to motivate them, and they wanted to be a part of this. And so we would discuss it and have a quick conversation about it every week, because I know they're hearing it from home. So we just, you know, if I had a much more mature team, probably take a little bit more of an approach, just don't worry about it. But we utilize that. And I mean, this is college football. This is, you want to tell your children someday you played in the first college football playoff. And so we use that quite a bit. I'm not quite sure what the SEC bias is. I think it's hard-pressed not to say top to bottom they're not the best league in the country. So I don't usually normally get involved in those conversations because we got enough issues to deal with just getting ready to go play. So I think right now, and we were there, you know, when you're at the top of the heap, you know, in Alabama right now, what they've done the last 5, 6, 7 years, they're the #1 program in America. I know Jimbo's pushing it real close, and but to take a shot and swing as hard as you possibly can for a team that lost 7 games, you know, just 3 years ago, and coming off of a probation and had some tough injuries, I think it's a very exciting time in Columbus, Ohio, because our guys are competitors. You never know how competitive they are until you get in the grinder with them, and they're grinders and they're competitors. So I just, you know, before I left, I saw them, and I can see a nice look in their eye. They understand the challenge that's ahead of them. So what would it do as far as the SEC? I think the question was the SEC, is there bias, and what would it mean to knock them off? I'm not into bias and all that. I think it's arguably the best program in America the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And to go take a swing and knock them off would be a monumental achievement for a bunch of guys in Columbus, Ohio.